In the last class, we discussed about how to go for update operation, delete, and retrieve the records from the table. And even we have seen the criteria API, right, all of you? Today we'll be going with the next part of Hibernate, that is inheritance mapping. Inheritance mapping. So, what is the meaning of inheritance? What is inheritance? Anyone? Which keyword we use for inheritance? Hello?
Super class. Super.
Creating new class from existing class, right? And which
Yeah.
keyword we use for creating new class from existing class?
Extends.
Extends keyword, right? Extends keyword. So we'll see how to use this inheritance mapping in Hibernate. Okay. So in this one, we are having three types. We are having three types of mapping. They are table per class hierarchy. Then table per subclass. Table per concrete class. We are having three types. Table per class hierarchy, table per subclass, and table per concrete class. Then let us go with the first one. Table per class hierarchy. So let us understand this with the diagram. Table per class hierarchy. So when you go for this table per class hierarchy, let us suppose we are having a table. Sorry, let us suppose we are having a project class person. We are having a project class person. So when you go for project class, in this one we are having some properties like person ID, first name, and last name. Okay. We are having one more subclass of person. We are having a subclass of person. Let me say it as employee. So in this, employee is a subclass of person. And this employee extends person. In employee, we are going with the properties like salary, joining date, department number, and department name. Okay. So this is the hierarchy what we are having. So when you go with this hierarchy, one second. Hello, Soumya.
Yeah, Raj.
Yeah, hi. Just we started with how to do inheritance in Hibernate. So we are seeing the first type, table per class hierarchy.
Okay.
So in this we are having person and employee. When you apply this table per class hierarchy, then we are going to get a single table. It will create only one table for the complete hierarchy. It's going to create only one table. And let us suppose I'm going to give the table name as person details. Okay, it's a table. And the properties what you are having in the complete hierarchy will act as columns in your table, like this. Person ID, first name, last name, salary, joining date, department number, department name. Means when you go for table per class hierarchy, only one table will be created for the complete hierarchy. And all the properties present in the hierarchy will become as columns in the one table. Clear all of you about this table per class hierarchy? Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So in order to go for table per class hierarchy, the element what we are going to use here is subclass element. This is important to remember. Subclass element in XML mapping file is used for table per class hierarchy. So which element we have to use in our mapping file? Subclass element. So let us go with example application. Create a source folder. I'm going to create a separate source folder for these applications. That is, I'm saying it as HAB underscore inheritance. It's not compulsory. Create a photo class person in source folder HAB underscore inheritance. Create one more photo class. Create a photo class employee in source folder. Okay. Now the next step is we have to create the mapping file. Mapping file is more important here. Create Hibernate XML mapping file. Let me call it as person.hbm.xml in source folder. Next one, we have to go with the configuration file because we are working in separate source folder. Create Hibernate XML configuration file. I'm giving it as HAB underscore inheritance .cft.xml in source folder. Then finally, create a test class person test in source folder. So this is the one we need to run. So let us see one by one. Start with the project class person. First, we have to create the source folder. So right click on the project and see. New source folder. Right click on the project, new source folder. New source folder. So we are giving the name as HAB underscore inheritance. So in this source folder, create a project class person. Right click on source folder and say new class. I'm giving the name person. Say finish. Now say here private int person ID private string person name, the first name we are given in the diagram, private string last name. Go with set and getter methods. So generate getters in seconds. Next, create one more project class. Right click on source folder and new class employee. And this employee extends person. And go with the properties like private int salary, private date, joining date, private int department number, private string department name. Then go with setters and getter methods for these properties. Right click and say source, generate getters and setters, select all and say OK. So that completes our project classes. The next and very important one, the mapping file. The mapping file. New other XML. So we are giving the name as person.htm.xml. So take the template of mapping file. The root tag is Hibernate-mapping. Yeah, this is very important. So start understanding this. Class name we say a person, and the table name we want to give it as person details. The table name is what here? Person details. Then we have to go with the mandatory element ID. So we are giving the ID name as person ID, referring to the column person ID. So this person ID will become the primary key. Then the other properties, property name equal to first name, referring to the column first name. One more property, property name equal to last name, referring to the column last name. Here, one more property is required here. That is what we call it as discriminator column. When you go for table per class hierarchy, we have to go with this discriminator column. Discriminator column equal to type. The name of the column is type, and it's of type of data string. I'll elaborate what is this discriminator column later. There. Now, for this person, we are having a subclass. So when you are going with the table per class hierarchy, the element what we have to use here is subclass element, like this. Subclass. And what is the name of the subclass here? Employee, which extends person. And here we have to give discriminator value, and we are giving it as EMP. I'll elaborate what is this discriminator column and discriminator value when we run the application. Then in this subclass, so we are having the elements like property name equal to salary, referring to the column salary. One more property name equal to joining date, referring to the column joining date. Property name equal to department number, referring to the column department number. One more last one. Property name equal to department name, referring to the column department name. That's it. Let me go with one more concept here. Not because of it. One more thing I thought of discussing. So here we go with generator class equal to increment. So when you say generator class increment, so for this person ID, it will automatically give the numbers. Like it starts with 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. Then we are having error here like this. Neater. Okay. So discriminator column is type. About discriminator, I'll discuss when we run the application. Clear all of you this one? The mapping file, right? The next one. So what we have to create? A configuration file where we do the database connection. I'm giving the name as hib_inheritance .cfg.xml. It's XML file hib_inheritance .cfg.xml. Take any previous. So we have created already the configuration file. Just to copy this code. Copy this code and paste it here. And in this one, we have to do only one small change. Like here, I want to go with the tables. I want to create the tables. Then, and the mapping resource is what here now? person.hvm.xml. Clear all of you this code? The configuration file. The next one, the test class, new class, person test. Go with main method. Take the steps of Hibernate application. Now create object of employee. You can just directly create a employee class. Create object of employee and set the values. So in this one, you can set starting with set first name. Person ID we need not give because we have given the person ID as increment. So it will automatically give the values 1, 2, 3, 4. So we are creating a.set first name, some name, a.set last name, some last name, a.set salary, some salary, a.set joining date, then passing date. E dot set department number, E dot set department name. So that's it. Your object is ready with values. Then persist your object. How to persist? By using session, we say start save the object name. That's it. Your object is saved into the table. Commit your transaction and close your session. That's it. That completes this application. Run this code. Okay. So we have copied and pasted. No, that is a mistake we do. So the configuration file name is what? HAP underscore inheritance. Run this code. Now check the table. So which table it will create? Person details. We have given the table name, person details. See here. The person ID it has given one. First name Raj, last name and other details. And if you see, it has created one more column called as type and the name is what? EMP. This is called as discriminator column. Why we have to go for discriminator column here mandatory? Because in future you may create one more subclass of person like student. Then how that student is discriminated? So for that we give the type as what? Student. Clear the need of discriminator column? Clear, Jyoti? This concept up to here?
Yeah.
Right? Himabindu?
Yes, sir.
Right? Monica Soumya?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pati Vinila?
Yes.
So final thing, what we have to remember, which element we use? Subclass element. This is the major point. Let us go with the next one, an important one. Table for subclass. Refer diagram. Table for subclass. So when you go for table per subclass, let us see what's going to happen here. Table per subclass. Let me directly open the diagram, very simple. So when you go for table per subclass, here we are going to create a class called as book with 4 properties. Book ID, book name, book type and price. In this book ID, we are making it as primary. Then we are having a subclass called as ANN edition book, which extends book, and we are going with the property discount. So when we apply this table per subclass, then it's going to create a table for every class. It's going to create a table for every class here, and the relationship is done with the primary key. So it's going to create a table book with the book ID, book name, book type, and price, and one more book, AE book, because ANN edition book, we are giving the table name as AE book with the discount, and this primary key of book table will act as foreign key in other table. So the relationship between the table is done by using a foreign key. Clear? Table per subclass, all of you?
Concept and the
Hello? Is it clear this table for subclass?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So for this one, the element what we are going to use here is joined subclass. This is the point you should remember. Joined subclass element is used in XML mapping file for table per subclass. So let us go with the example application. Create a Pojo class. So I'm saying it as book in HAP underscore inheritance source folder. Refer program book.java. Create one more Pojo class. Create a Pojo class. Create a Pojo class. ANN edition book in source folder. Then next one, create XML mapping file. Let me call it as book.hpm.xml in source folder. Book.hpm.xml. Update HAP underscore inheritance .cfg.xml file by adding this mapping file. Then finally, create a test class. Let me call it as book test in source folder. Book test. This is the file we need to run. So let us go with this. So create in the source folder, create a Pojo class, book. In this one, we are going with the properties, private INT, book ID, private string book name, private string book type, private int book price. Setters and getter methods. Next, go with one more class here. ANN edition book, annual edition book with a property discount and setters and getter methods. Then this should extend book. Extends. Then the next one, major one, the mapping file. So we are giving the name as book.hpm.xml. Take the template of mapping file, paste it here, then start writing the code. This is the important part for us. So the root tag is -hyphen mapping. Then here we start writing like class name equal to book, referring to the table book. The ID name is book ID, referring to the column book ID. Then the other properties, property name equal to book name, referring to the column book name. One more property, book type, referring to the column book type. Property name equal to book price, referring to the column book price. Now, the major part, joined subclass. Which element we use here? Joined subclass. The name of the joined subclass is ANN edition book. Referring to the table name we are giving A book. So this is important for us. Joined subclass. Then, now when you go for joined subclass, we have to make the primary key of book as foreign key in your A book. How to create foreign key is by using the element key column equal to book ID. So this is the way to create the primary keys. Key column equal to book ID. Then what is other property we are having in this joined subclass? Property name discount. Referring to the column, that's it. That completes this mapping. Then in the configuration file, just to go with the name, the mapping resource. What is the mapping resource now? book.hbm.xml. book.hbm.xml. Create a test class. Right click on source folder and new class. Book test with main method. Take the steps of Hibernate. Now see here. Book B1 equal to new book. I'm creating object of book. Then set the values. B1 dot set book ID some 111. B1 dot set book name. Let me say struts. B1 dot set book type MVC. B1 dot set book price some fine. Then your book one is ready. Then save it. Let's start save. Similar way, create one more object of ANN edition book. Because it's a subclass of book, we can take all the properties. Okay. Set the values for a B2 object also. B2 dot set book ID 222. B2 dot set book name Hibernate. B2 dot set book type ORM. B2 dot set price so 800. Then it goes with one more additional discount. So discount I'm giving. So your B2 object is also ready. Then save that object. Let's start save B2. Then finally commit your transaction. Close your session. That's it. Run this code so we can understand the output with the tables. Right? If you check your table, it will create two tables for us. Select start from book, where it goes with the book ID, book name, book type, and price, and totally we are in two books. Okay. If you say select start from A book, we are having a book ID 222 with a discount to 100. So the remaining details about this book ID 222, it will connect to book table and we can able to get it. Clear all of you? How the tables are created for table per subclass? Right, all of you?
Yeah.
Right? So what is the element we should remember? Joined subclass. Joined subclass. Okay. Let us go with the next one, table per concrete class. Table per concrete class. One more simple one. Therefore, diagram, table per concrete class. Let me open the diagram. Very simple one. So when you go for this table per concrete class, in this we are creating a class called as shape with the two properties, shape ID and shape name. And we are going with the two subclasses, rectangle and circle. Rectangle goes with the two properties, length and breadth, and circle goes with one property, radius. Then when we apply this table per concrete class, it's going to create table for every class in the hierarchy, every class. But there won't be any relationship between the tables. Means it's going to create a shape table with shape ID, shape name, and creates rectangle table, and the properties of base class will act as columns in your subclass table also, like shape ID, shape name, length and breadth. And it's going to create one more subclass circle with the shape ID, shape name and radius. Here there won't be any relationships between the tables in the case of concrete class. So widely used is table per subclass. Clear all of you? How to go for this? The meaning of table per concrete class? Right? Then
Yeah.
steps are same. Create Pojo class of shape, rectangle, circle. Then we create the mapping file and update in configuration file and test class. All the steps are same. Only the major point is which element is required for this. So which element we use for this? Union subclass element is used for table per concrete class in XML mapping. Okay, what is the element name? Union subclass. Okay. So all the steps are same. We can manage it. Then let me just write only one step here. That is the mapping file. I'll give the mapping file. Only that differs here. You can give some name like shape.hpm.xml. So what is the root tag of mapping file? Hibernate -mapping. Here we start off with class. Class name equal to shape. Referring to the table shape. The ID name equal to shape ID. Referring to the column shape ID. Okay. It goes with one more property. Property name equal to shape name. Column name is shape name. Okay. So your shape contains two subclasses. So since we go for table per concrete class, we go for union subclass. The union subclass name is rectangle, referring to the table rectangle. Then it goes with the two properties. Property name is length, referring to the column length. One more property. Property name equal to breadth, referring to the column breadth. It goes with one more union subclass. What is that? Circle. Circle, referring to the table name circle. Goes with the column radius. This is not clear. This mapping file. Remaining part of code is same as usual. Clear? Jyoti Himabindu?
Yeah.
Right? Monica Soumya?
Yeah.
Swati Vinila?
Yeah.
Right? So revise this, very, very important one. So which element we use for which hierarchy, that is important. Let us go with the next concept today, that is using annotations in Hibernate. Using annotations in Hibernate. Very simple one. So what is the need of using annotations in Hibernate is, when we make use of annotations, we need not create the XML mapping file. We need not go for what? XML mapping file. So when annotations are used in Hibernate, we need not create Hibernate XML mapping file. This is the advantage. Let us see with an example application what are the different annotations are available in the directly in the program. So example application. So for this, let me create a source folder. Create a source folder. Let me set as HAP underscore annotations in Hibernate project. Create a Pojo class. Let me set as item in HAP underscore annotations source folder. Refer program item.check. Since we don't require mapping file, so directly we go with configuration file. Create Hibernate XML configuration file. Let me say it as HAP underscore annotations .cft.xml in source folder. Annotations.cft.xml. Finally, create a test class. Let me say item test in source folder. This is the one we need to. So let us learn the annotations available. Very easy to remember and very easy to understand. Yeah, Soumya, I did not get you. You have sent a question. I did not get that question. So it's written need to in place of need not think. Which text it is? Create one source folder again. So right click on project and new source folder. HAP underscore inheritance. So HAP underscore annotations. Okay. Yeah, here the mistake is right. We need not create. That was this missing. We need not create the XML, Hibernate XML mapping. Right. Thank you. So in the source folder, you create a Pojo class item. Understand this is important. So in this we are going to make use of some annotations. So we are going with some properties like private, int, item number, private, string, item name. Then setters and getter methods for this. How to apply the annotation? So in the mapping file, what we do, we make this class as table. We map this class with a table, and this one we make it as primary key, and we other mapping. So how to use annotations without writing XML mapping file is this. For this item, we have to make use of an annotation called as entity. So when we say entity, then this item will become the table in your database. The item will becomes the table. When you go for item number, this if you want to make it as primary key, then we use annotation @ID. So @ID annotation is for what? Making this item number as primary key. This is for primary key. Okay, so import the respective packages there. Now we are having some more thing like by using XML mapping file, we can give different table name. So how to give different table name is by using the annotation @table, and you can give the name of the table here. Like I am saying item details. Item details. If you want to change the name of the column, yeah, yes please.
Yeah, actually you have given like before an item number you have given @ID.
Right.
Yeah, only before we need to give like @ID.
Yes, yes.
To this one.
Yes, yes. Yeah, before that only.
Okay.
Before
if we give it like
yes.
get item number, if we give it like before that one, then it goes for this one, right?
Primary key, right? It will become primary key.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if I go somewhere else again for that, if I give ID for iname above, then iname will become primary key.
Okay. When you give before that, then it will become a primary.
Right. We are making related only to this.
Okay.
Now, if you want to change the column name, I want to change the column name in the table. So we use the column. You can even give the different column names. Column name equal to, I'll say item name. So the column name is different. Right? Clear? These annotations are basic annotations. All of you?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, you don't require any mapping file. So directly go for what? Configuration file. So what is the name? HIB_annotations .cft.xml. Copy this previous configuration file, paste it over here and here. So do you have any mapping? Do you have any mapping XML file? No, right? There is no XML file. Then how to refer to your mapping class? Here we have to use the attribute mapping class, not mapping resource, mapping class. What is the name of the class? Item. Got it now? What changes we need to in configuration file? Clear? So when we use annotations, it is not mapping resource, we have to use mapping class. And just to pass the name of the project class where you are applying annotations. Go with the test class. Item test with main method. Remaining code is same. Go with the common steps. Change the configuration file name. Create object of item. Item dot set item number, some number. Item dot set iname, some name. That's it. S dot say item. As usual programming. Only the advantage is we need not create the mapping. Run this code. So what will be the name of the table now? Item details, not item. Item details. See, item details is the table name, and here see the column name has become item name. But in the project class we have used I name, right? In the project class we have used I name. But the column name is item name and table name is item details. Okay, clear with these annotations? Jyoti, Himabindu?
Yeah.
Monica, Soumya,
Yeah.
Swati, Vinila?
Yeah.
Right. So we have used inheritance also, right? So what are the out in the inheritance we have used XML file. Then how to use annotations without creating XML file? So let me list out those annotations also. Annotations for inheritance mapping. Just what are the programs you have done? Just to convert all the inheritance mapping programs using annotations. That's your work. So for this table per class hierarchy. So what annotations we have to use? @inheritance. We have to use which annotation? @inheritance. And here we have to say strategy equal to inheritance type dot single. It's going to create only one table, right? Single table. When you go for class hierarchy, it's going to create single table. And in this table per class hierarchy, we have to even mention about the discriminator column. So we have to use one more annotation about the class @discriminator column. The name of the column is type and discriminator type equal to discriminator type dot string. The type of the column is what? String. Okay, and we have to use one more annotation. Discriminator value. What is the value of the discriminator? Here we are saying ELP. Clear with these annotations for table per class hierarchy, all of you? Right? So above the project class, above person you have tried this. Then next one, table per. Wherein the next one what? Table per subclass. So the annotations what we use for table per subclass is very simple, only one @inheritance statue equal to inheritance type, that is a joint. That's inheritance type joint. Table per concrete class. So when you go for table per concrete class, the annotation what we have to use here is table per class. Inheritance type dot table per class. Yes. So these are the annotations we can use instead of going with XML files. Okay, clear? Jyoti, Himabindu?
Raj, I have one doubt.
Yeah.
We have created the items table now before
Right,
example.
right.
Can we display in the server itself, like in Java file itself? We are going back to the MySQL and seeing it. How can we display it on the Java file?
Here you are having the test class.
Yeah.
You can retrieve the records here.
How
The
can we retrieve?
How we can retrieve?
Yeah,
You
we are
forgot.
retrieving. We are entering here. How can we retrieve here?
You forgot that code?
Yeah.
You can make use of event criteria also.
Okay,
Criteria
fine.
CR equal to s dot create criteria. What's the name? Item dot class.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, fine.
Then you can say list item list equal to cr dot list
List.
for item colon item list. Sys out item. Right? Got it now? How to display?
Yeah. Can we use Apache servers in this?
Right? We are not going with any web application, right? Here still.
Okay.
Okay, we did not use any web application, right? So when you are
Okay.
going with web application, concept is same. Then only we configure server. Okay,
Okay.
that I'll discuss when we come to steps. The
Okay,
next one.
fine.
In that one, I'll share you one very good document how to integrate Hibernate and steps. In that one, we'll see how to integrate that in the document. I'll share.
Yeah.
Then here in this item, what we have to do? One more thing. To string. Run this code. But before that, we don't want to create the table, so we have to. I'm just keeping this code in comments. Okay. So because table is already created. If I make it create and run the application, again the table will get created. You are getting your output, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, try to make use of these annotations. So if you feel complex, just you can search in Google. So just if you say annotations in Hibernate, you will get lot of tutorials or lot of example programs on this. Okay. So then you can understand how to where to use and where to apply this. Okay. Right. Then, in the next class, that is Monday for me, for the Sunday evening, where we go with the last day of Hibernate, that is, we discuss associations, mapping. We discuss associations as a relationship, and we go with one more topic, criteria, Hibernate criteria. Himabindu, any questions from your end?
Yeah. Yes, Raj. Actually,
Yes,
this is a new laptop, and I just did Eclipse. I just downloaded Eclipse, but I'm not able to do that. So, will you see that after? Yeah.
your Eclipse is unable to run.
Yeah.
So what is the problem it's showing to you?
Mm, one second.
Yeah, let me make it present. You can show it to me.
Okay. Hello.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, you're able to see the screen.
Yeah, I can able to see it.
Yeah, I
So you
just
have
did here,
downloaded
but
and extracted it, or
yeah, I just
this is
downloaded
the
and
thing.
extracted,
Okay. Okay.
but I'm not able to open it. Saying like Eclipse executable
Uh,
launcher was unable to look at it.
yeah, the installation not happened properly actually.
Oh,
It's not fully done. So what you have to do is you have to download it properly. See what is the size it's showing, you should get the same size after downloading also.
okay,
Okay.
fine.
So did you go with zip file or installer?
Installer.
Installer, okay. So do it one more time once again. So if any issues are coming, let me show it once again on Monday also.
Okay.
Okay. So download it properly, uninstall it first initially. If it is already available in control panel, uninstall and download it properly and check the size, whether you are getting the same size or not.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
So thank you all. Thank you very much. Happy weekend. See you on Monday, the last day of Hibernate. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.